Hi guys, welcome back to Naturally Ellie. It's dinner time here and I thought I would take a few minutes out to share with you how to make a very quick and easy tomato sauce. So the recipe that I'm going to share with you does specify that it's an easy keto sauce, but this can be used by anyone, not just specifically anyone on the keto diet. My kids don't follow the keto diet with me, but they also enjoy the sauce when I make it. Along with sharing this recipe with you, I also want to give you some tips on things to look out for when you're buying your spices. You'll notice as we go along that I have different brands of spices, and this is because I'm still in the process of using up some of the things that I already have in my house and changing them over to a new brand. The first thing you want to get is a 28-ounce can of peeled tomatoes. I use the Cento brand because so far it is the brand that I have found with the least amount of carbs. Again, you check your nutrition facts for anything that you're looking for. If you're not worried about the carb content, then you can use any brand. This has about 7 servings per container, a total of 6 grams of carbs and no dietary fiber. So basically your net carbs are 6 grams of carbs with this one can. But obviously this one can is going to be used for multiple servings, and I think you can very easily get to the 7 servings, no problem. So I've already opened that, and you're gonna want to put this in a food processor. And I'm gonna tell you right now, since I've gone keto, my food processor is one of the best appliances that I have in my house. So in addition to the tomato sauce, I also use my food processor for making a cauliflower mash, which is a substitute for mashed potatoes, and I can show you that the next time I make those. So I have my peeled tomatoes in the food processor, and now you want to add the spice. So I like to pre-prep my spices, keep them already made so that when I want to make this again, I can just dump everything in there and go and not have to measure everything. So as you can see here, I have 2 already pre-prepped measurements. This is from a Sistema to go. I got these containers in Target. There was a pack of 4. It said it was made for like taking salad dressing to lunch. It had a whole system to it. You can buy different sizes, different pieces, but for me, this size was good enough for what I need. So I will show you what is in here. And that is garlic powder. So this is the garlic powder that I use, Nature's Promise, and it says here the ingredients are organic garlic. So the only thing in here is truly garlic in powder form, and that's what you want from your spices. You want to make sure that it is organic and is the only ingredient in your spice. The next ingredient is basil, which I have here. Now, there are no ingredients listed on these bottles that I have. They just say non-GMO, which is great. You want your products to be non-GMO. But I did do some research and I found that some McCormick spices, I think it was when I went to get the garlic, that I noticed that the bottle showed ingredients other than garlic in there and that there was sugar in the product. So you don't want to have your spices with other ingredients besides the one that you're purchasing. So you want to be very conscious of that. I am switching. It's either Nature's Promise or there's another brand that I use that is also organic and easy to find at Target. So, I mean, most of them come in these glass bottles. So I think that could be a quick indicator of which spices are better or not. Is first of all, look for the glass container and then look at the ingredients that say organic. The other tip is I found this spice in the organic aisle in my supermarket, where these spices are in another aisle. So that could also be another indicator to you of where to go to get the right spices. So again, so you have a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of dried basil, a teaspoon of salt. Now, I have 2 salts that I like to use in this recipe. I tend to use my Himalayan fine pink salt, as you can see here. Other than that, I also sometimes use the natural sea salt. There's no real rhyme or reason to which one I pick. A lot of the times this one, because it's smaller, is right there. I grab it and I use it. But either one is fine. The sea salt does have a bit of a stronger flavor, so if you're looking to really taste the salt in your food, then I would suggest using the natural sea salt. Then to that you would want to add a half teaspoon of dried oregano. Just like the basil, no ingredients listed on here, but if you do your research, you'll see that McCormick does have other ingredients in their spices. And then a half a teaspoon of black pepper. Again, these are some things that I've had and I need to finish in order to replenish my stock with more organic brands. I mean, I could very easily get rid of them and just buy the new ones, but I've said before, I don't like to waste things. And so far, even switching to keto and using these particular spices, when I'm watching what I eat, it's not a big deal. But you don't want to have to think about things like that when you're trying to eat a very healthy diet and not worry about what else is in your food. So this is part of the transition. As I said, I'm a work in progress. Some of the stuff that I use is exactly what I should be using, and some of it, like these products, I need to finish them off so that I can go ahead and switch to more healthy options. So I'm going to go ahead and take one of my pre-prepped spices. I'm just going to sprinkle it around on top of the peeled tomatoes, excuse me. Okay, now the recipe also calls for a 1/4 teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil. You don't have to use it. I have done it in the past, but the last time that I made the sauce, I completely forgot about it and I really didn't taste the difference. But I also like to use my sauce with ground beef or sausage or a mixture of the two. So when this is done, I do put it in with the meat. So that also brings up some flavor. I don't drain the meat, so the fat that boils out of the meat I leave in there, and I guess that can be used to replace the olive oil. My daughter has commented that when I do use olive oil, it has that olive oil flavor. So again, it's your preference, what your taste buds prefer. Whether if you like the taste of the olive oil, go ahead and use the olive oil. If not, it's fine to leave it out, and it really doesn't make that big a difference. To me, it didn't make a difference one way or the other, but as I said to my daughter, she's a very picky eater, and to her it made a difference when I didn't add it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and turn this on. And it's just that simple. I now have my tomato sauce. And as you can see, it's a nice smooth texture. There's no more lumps in there. You can run it as long as you feel you need to get all the chunks out so that it's a nice smooth sauce. Now if you like chunks, then just do it 1 or 2 pulses and be done, and then you can still have some chunks in there. As I said, I like to add it to my meat, so if you want to, you can just be ready to go and have it just like that. Just pour it over your food, whatever you're eating it with. Or if you're like me and you like to have it heated, I think it's just more habit for me, or just because I like to have a meat sauce and not just a sauce. So I already pre-prepped my meat here. So I have some ground beef and sausage that I've browned. I chopped up the sausage and I put it in here. And then to this I would just add the tomato sauce and heat it for maybe 5 minutes or so, and then it's ready to go with my pasta substitute. Now when I make this, I usually have it with zoodles or spiral carrots or butternut squash spirals, something like that, and then my kids will go ahead and boil regular pasta and they'll have it with that. So super quick and easy, 5 minutes, no muss, no fuss. If you're working and you come home, it's a very fast and easy thing to do, especially if, like me, you go ahead and pre-prep some of the spices so you're not there measuring things out, because that's actually what takes the longest, is measuring out the spices. So I hope you enjoyed that. I will put the link to the recipe below, and let me know if you make it and how you like it. Talk to you later. Bye.